They promised open AI and then they took the power. For years, they told us artificial intelligence would be open, transparent, democratized. That was never true. And now the mask is completely off. Because control of AI today has nothing to do with intelligence. It's about compute. And almost all of it is now in the hands of a few, very few corporations. So let's slow this down for a moment. Modern AI doesn't run on ideas alone. It runs on three things: data, models, and compute. Compute means data centers, GPUs, power, infrastructure. In theory, anyone can download open source models. In theory, anyone can publish research. In theory, anyone can innovate. In practice, training a competitive foundation model now costs tens, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. And that means only a few players can actually compete at the frontier. Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, a handful of state-backed labs. This is no longer a garage revolution. This is an infrastructure empire. Now here's where the part where they definitely don't like to emphasize. The same companies that loudly promote OpenAI research are the same companies locking down the most important resource in the entire stack. Again, compute. GPU access is rationed, cloud credits are controlled, pricing is unknown. Even well-funded startups routinely wait months just to get access to high-end clusters. Universities are throttled, independent researchers completely priced out, and entire countries are blocked through export controls. Publicly, the story is openness. Privately, the reality is gatekeeping. You are free to experiment as long as you stay small. The moment you need scale, you need permission. So this is not just an economic issue. This is a power issue. Whoever controls compute controls which models gets trained, which ideas get tested, which experiments are even possible. When innovation depends on centralized infrastructure, innovation becomes permission-based. You don't get a decentralized AI revolution built on centralized power plants. That's not how freedom works. That's how empires work. And every empire always claims it's acting for stability, for safety, for responsibility. Of course, we are told this is all about safety. Uh, Remember when they said AI is too dangerous for open access. Compute must be responsibly managed. And somehow, conveniently, the only ones seemed responsible enough are the ones selling the compute. It's a remarkable coincidence, don't you think? We're also told this prevents misuse. Yet the largest deployments of mass surveillance AI, predictive policing, battlefield automation all come from the same centralized actors. So the danger apparently is not concentration of power. The danger is letting anyone else have any. This moment in AI looks a lot like early telecom or early electricity or early railroads. At the beginning, everything is experimental. Then the infrastructure solidifies, then control consolidates, and only later do people realize what they lost along the way. Probably it's too late. What's being lost right now is not just competition, it's intellectual independence. If the next generation of intelligent systems can only be trained by entities with billion-dollar balance sheets, then intelligence itself becomes a licensed commodity. And that should make everyone uncomfortable. Open models without open compute are not truly open. Open research without accessible infrastructure is not truly free. The future of AI will not be decided by who has the best ideas, it will be decided by who owns the machines that can afford to test them. And history is very clear on what happens when knowledge becomes dependent on centralized power. It never ends with more freedom. In fact, it only ends with more control.